This is Best Served Cold. Well, it was only a matter of time for Season 3 to have Season 2 vibes of Acts 2 and 3, but we'll get to that in a minute. Cabby uses Candle to read other people's ords in order to get more information out of them. Mifo knows everyone's getting along really well lately, which he doesn't like, so he uses one of Cabby's files to reshuffle the teams. That's right, instead of 3 teams, we're now back to 2 teams, the New Pinkers and the New Thinkers. After that, Mifo got hungry until Clover came up with a brilliant challenge that the teens had to make a mile-high pie. All they had to do is to stack a tower of ice cream to be exactly 1 mile-high pie with the pie on top with some whipped cream and a cherry on top. The first team to make an accurate mile-high pie wins immunity. And before you ask, the picnic table can only make a half-mile pie, which means it'll be more fitting to be a starting point. So when I saw the latest trailer for this episode, I actually approved to have 2 teams instead of 3 teams. Given that the singers were down to only 2 people left, it's only fair to change the teams around. In fact, switching 3 teams into 2 teams is pretty much normal on Survivor lately. Whenever the numbers are going down lately on Pacific Team, Jeb will usually reshuffle the teams down to 2. They not only balance the number of contestants left, but they also test their social game and their team's loyalty. Whenever they make new members for the team, they can either make new friendships with them or stick with their original team and just vote off the newbies. So when it comes to the New Pinkers and the New Thinkers, everyone seems to be making new friends lately. Kendall seems to be getting along with Goo just fine and giving him some information regarding Bo and her aura. But on the other hand, Nickel hates his new team. He doesn't want to make friends with anyone. He actually missed hanging out with Balloon. We get a nice conversation between him and Test2, where Test2 explained about the whole box incident and how much she wants to solve these problems in any way she could. And Nickel actually asked Test2 to look after Balloon, and it was actually pretty sweet, and it's official that Nickel actually is making friends with Balloon. As for the New Pinkers, it seems to be mixed on either making some new friends or sticking to their old friends from their old teams, but the latter ended up with some consequential results. Cappy actually wants to make a smart alliance with Test2 despite they don't agree with each other very well. However, as much as Test2 wants to get along with Cappy, she doesn't agree with the idea of using everyone's information to uncover their weak spots. Even when they don't collect any data, they don't seem to have one thing in common. Another dynamic duo that's been the focus on this episode is with Silver Spoon and Paintbrush, which I will admit it's the only flaw I would have with this episode, and it's because of Silver Spoon's royal advisor status. Remember how in the last episode he was kind of a leader on the Try Not to Laugh challenge, and he think, maybe I should be the leader or a royal advisor? Well, in the next episode, he stands by his side as the royal advisor and asks Paintbrush to do all the work for him. The reason why this Silver Spoon Royal Advisor side plot is flawed is that there's no point to continue with. They're on different teams now, so the Royal Advisor stuff is now invalid. On top of that, you sympathize with Paintbrush. I don't want them to do all the heavy lifting for Silver Spoon. They're not his personal butler. Also, for some strange reason, there was a joke that occurred in this episode where Silver Spoon looks into the camera, tells the viewer to explain what he's doing and all that stuff. You know that moment in the movie or TV episode where the character looks at the camera or does an inner narration saying, "Hi everyone, bet you're wondering how I got myself into this mess," and they go to a flashback to explain how this all started? Why did Silver Spoon even do that? We saw the whole thing, what just happened. But there was this one arc that definitely deserved one good comeback, and that's with Clover's luck. Apparently, she's still paranoid about her luck could end up hurting someone, even though Goo actually wants to help Clover, which means she's still trying to get used to on how her luck power works. When it comes to the Mile High Pie challenge, it was actually a good challenge, and it actually made me hungry. But I do have one question. How is Mifo going to eat that entire Mile High Pie? I know he's a fat slob, but there's no way he's going to eat the whole thing. What, is he going to eat the mushrooms from Alice in Wonderland so he can grow a mile high so that he can eat the Mile High Pie? I can actually see the floor eat the entire thing since we don't know where his stomach is. In fact, there was this one instance where he actually ate a 1.5-mile pie. I mean, it looks delicious, but who knows when Mifo's going to finish the whole thing. It's not really a flaw on Mifo eating a Mile High Pie. I'm just wondering how much he's going to finish it. But this episode gets even more crazy. At the elimination ceremony, we actually have the biggest blindside, even bigger than OJ's elimination, and we actually got some answers regarding Bo on how she's alive. The season goes on and on that she doesn't remember that she likes chairs, but it's not just that. She doesn't remember Marshmallow at all, one of her best friends. It gives us more clues and more questions about what happened to her between seasons 2 and 3. So for me, this episode was a shocker, and I had a blast with it. What will become of Balloon and Nico's friendship? What other answers awaits us about Bo? And how much of that Mile High Pie will Meatphone really finish? Many secrets and more will be revealed next episode.